If you are one of those people who spends hours scrolling on social media, you say you're gonna only take 5 minutes, and then 2 hours later, 3 hours later, you are still scrolling on Instagram Reels. You spent days on end not doing absolutely anything, not achieving any of your goals, and then you say, okay, I'm gonna delete Instagram. You delete it, and then you log in to Instagram from your internet browser, from your computer, or you may delete all of your social media, and then you find yourself addicted to YouTube. If this is you, this video is for you. I actually will give you the actual thing that works when it comes to addictions. The thing that worked for me as someone who had for many years who struggled with this exact same problem, and today I just simply don't have this addiction. So first of all, I don't think that leaving social media is the solution. Social media is the future. Social media is so useful. There's just an insane amount of information that you can even find on short videos like Reels, the short format. Like, sure, it's not very healthy, but it's important that you consume that content. You could miss out on a lot of things. You could use social media for your business, to make money, to make content, to create. You could get to know people. It's just not reasonable in this day and age to leave social media. Maybe when you're 50 and you retire, then you could just completely disconnect from all technology. But as a young person, you're probably a young person, you have goals, you have to focus on your career, you have to make something out of your life, and social media could really, really help you. So it's out of the question to just leave social media. This is the first reason. The second reason is that leaving social media is not the solution, because the problem is not social media. You think that your only addiction is social media, but you have so many other addictions. You may be addicted to unhealthy food, you may be addicted to sugar, you may be addicted to people pleasing, you may be addicted to being insecure, to being invisible, to being afraid of being seen. What you're really addicted to is avoidance. This is really the real problem, and you have to understand this. This is the key for you to solve this problem for once and for all. The goal that you want to achieve is not to be completely independent from social media, or to be like a disciplined monster who works so hard and doesn't take any rest, and who, a workaholic basically. Because being a workaholic is also an addiction, and it's also avoidance. What you want is freedom to make decisions, to not have that cognitive dissonance of you know that you should do something, but you can't bring yourself to do it. That's what you want to get rid of. And the reason why you struggle with this is because you are emotionally dysregulated. And you can notice this with yourself, and maybe you already have, but if you haven't, try to pay attention next time you go on Instagram, or you go into this avoidance mode and you go on social media. It's every single time that you are uncomfortable. When you are in public waiting and there's like a bunch of people there, you feel nervous and you go on social media. You hear some bad news, and then you find yourself on your bed on social media. There's something that makes you uncomfortable. You had a fight with your mom. You go to your bed and you scroll on social media, or you go play video games. So that's really the problem. It's you can't face your negative feelings. You are avoidant. And when you are avoidant, when you avoid life, life avoids you. You're gonna stay, watching people live their life, and you're just, on the side, just watching. This is what your life is gonna look like. So if you're interested in solving this problem, you have to face those negative feelings. Whether you realize it or not, if this is a problem for you, it's a symptom of avoidance. So how do you face it? So avoidance there's two parts of it. So part of it is just trauma, okay? Bad things that happened to you in the past. So those things you have to work through. It's absolutely important to get therapy. I think it's better to get professional help, although I think it's possible to heal on your own. It's just going to take more time and it's not going to be as effective. So it's better to see a professional. It's always good and intelligent and reasonable to go to professionals to help you. It makes you gain time. Even though you spend money, you actually gain a lot of money because you're gaining a lot of time. Okay. The second thing is to build a muscle. So therapy, I can't do therapy for you. You have to do it for yourself. You have to figure it out for yourself. The second thing is you have to build a muscle. So what I'm going to describe to you is basically just like a tip, like it's a bunch of tricks that you could consider as like symptomatic treatment. Okay, so it's gonna relieve, it's gonna make you, for example, instead of spending like your entire day scrolling, you could be a little more productive. But this isn't like the solution. You have to work on your traumas in order to find the solution. But these little tricks, it's very simple. You just have to feel your feelings. You have to develop the habit whenever you notice that you went on social media, or for example as you are scrolling and then the realization hits you, you have to take a step back and you know you have to lock your phone and then say, how do I feel right now? What am I avoiding? What is the feeling that I am avoiding? Now, this could be hard because if you're someone who is avoidant, then you have like years and years of feelings that you have bottled up inside of you, and it's kind of scary to just let it all out, like open the Pandora's box of feelings. That could be scary. So you could like do, for example, only 30 minutes at first of like just thinking, or like 15 minutes of just thinking about your feelings, feeling your own feelings. But then you could grow a little more tolerance with time. But that's literally it. Every single time you go on social media, you have to stop and be like, what do I feel right now? And a very important component is to take off shame of whatever you are feeling. This is why healing inside is so important for this, because healing means self-compassion. In order to get rid of the shame, you have to feel compassion towards yourself. You have to see yourself as your inner child that you feel compassion towards. That will eliminate the shame, because whatever feeling you have, you won't be ashamed about it. You will welcome it. So either way, you could use many ways to feel your feelings. What you need basically is to get those feelings out. Okay, so you could talk to yourself about it. You could journal. You could go to the gym. I think kickboxing is probably one of the best sports and best activities that you could do for this purpose, because it really allows you to get the anger out, get the sadness out, get all of that energy out. It's just an amazing thing that you could try. Or actually, something that I personally use is AI, like ChatGPT. I literally talk about my feelings to ChatGPT. If you don't feel safe talking to humans, I know this is very, very sad. Like we live in a sad reality where we have to talk to an AI about our feelings. If you have good friends, you could talk to them, of course. But if you're a beginner in this, then you may feel a little avoidant towards the vulnerability. So you could start with ChatGPT, you could start, and then little by little, you could open up to people around you. This is something that you build up over time. And the key is patience, okay? Patience. And think of it as building something. I think when you think of something as like a whole that you are building step by step, it really helps you stick to it and stick to the process, because you can see progress. I promise you that this is exactly what allowed me to become much more productive. And again, this is a muscle. When you do it over time, you get better at this, okay? But at the end of the day, you have to address your inner traumas. That is the single most important thing that you could ever do in your life. Believe me. Whatever trick, like you want to leave social media, you want to delete everything, ultimately you're going to fall back into another addiction. Even if the addiction is, for example, is celebrated by society. You could fall into an addiction. You could become like, a nerd, for example, and you study all day long and you get really good grades, or you could become like a workaholic. You could become like a gym addict, a gym rat, and you grow really big muscles and everybody compliments you and you think that that's it. You've achieved everything. That is not everything. You are still addicted. The moment where you are addicted, the moment where you are not in control of your actions, you can't be free. And freedom is happiness. Okay? Any addiction is gonna burn you out. Okay? So I hope this video helped. Again, address your feelings. I know this isn't like what you want to hear, and I don't know if this is like motivating, but I really want to be truthful and give you the real thing that worked for me. Okay? So thanks again. Subscribe to my channel because I will be posting a lot more videos. My life has changed in the past few months, and I would love to share everything that I learn, everything that I realize every single day. And I would love to build a community of like-minded people who are on their journey to freedom, so we can all share our experiences together. Thank you and take care.